Do you ever feel like tackling a craft and realize that you don't have any of the tools necessary? So you watched a YouTube video and the tutorial is great and they're showing you exactly what to do, but they've got a whole lot of equipment that you don't have. So is that a good enough reason to not do that craft? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do card making without all the equipment that we think is necessary. I hope you enjoy this. I found this pad of different pastel color cardstock at the craft shop. There are 20 pieces in the pad, and I've torn one out and I'm going to use a pink one to get started, and I've folded it in half. Now I'm going to cut it in half and fold it over, and I've got the beginning of a card. I'm going to choose a contrasting color to start adding to the card. I've chosen the green one. I'll just use the base of the card to measure out how much I need. Now I'm drawing a small margin around the edge so that this piece of card can be a little smaller than the actual base of the card. And then I'm going to cut it out on the inside line. And it fits nicely. Now this piece of scrapbooking card I bought at the craft shop, and it's got enough little beautiful quotes on there for about 20 cards, and it only cost me 18 Rand, which is about $1. So I've chosen this one. I'm going to cut that one out, and that's the one I'm going to use on my card. I'm going to get a lot out of this piece of scrapbooking card, I know that. And I could stick it on there, but it looks like it needs a little something else. I've got this little piece of pink ribbon lying around from something else I did. I think I'm going to stick that on there with my trusty craft glue, or any glue that you have in the house. And then some glue on the back of this piece, because this is going to be stuck onto the base of the card. Yes, that piece of ribbon does make a difference. And then my little verse on top of that, some glue on the back. And doesn't that look nice? It took no tools at all to make. Now I've got these little happy birthday stickers in the absence of a fancy stamp, but they really do the job just as well. And they're very reasonably priced too. There we go. If you have anything else in your lying around that you could perhaps put onto the card as well, all you need to do is just stick it on. I like to write on the back of my card, "Made with love by Rose." I have got another little embellishment that I got off of something else. I'm going to stick it on there just to add a little something extra. Now, isn't that a nice card? Put it with an envelope, write something special inside to a friend, and that cost you next to nothing. With the leftovers, so remember we cut the piece of card in half, I'm going to make another card. I'll just use the first card I made to get some measurements. Cut it in half. Now make this a little smaller all around like you made the green one, so that it's slightly smaller than the actual base of the card when you put it on. To decorate this now, I've chosen this little quote. I've got this piece of wrapping paper. It's quite thin, but I actually think it might do the trick. Let's try. I'm going to trace it out. And then, in order to make it a little bit smaller than the previous piece of card, I'm going to also trim it down just a little all around. What a difference that makes. I think because the paper is quite thin, I will just use a glue stick to stick this on. I don't want the glue showing through this thin wrapping paper, but it is working. It's definitely working. That looks very nice, yes. And then my little verse on top, it's a bit big. I think I need to trim that down a bit. Fits perfectly. Some glue on the back, and on it goes. Then we need to make a base with that other leftover piece of cardstock we've got from our first card. I'm going to measure it out. It needs to be a little bit bigger than the part we were just working on, just to make it look nicer. Fold it over, and there we've got another base for a card. Now look at that. Put that little piece on top and it looks beautiful. This is not a birthday card. This has got a nice little inspirational verse on it, and I'm really looking forward to giving this to a friend. I hope you enjoyed that and that you'll give it a try. Until next time, bye for now.